Previously on X-Men.
Make videos about things when you have something to say. Otherwise, you're just contributing to the white noise of the internet.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? This week, I've been working on a Joe Biden comic book review video. And I'm so excited to share it with people because it's just 20 minutes of pure fire in it.
Joe Biden is the lamest president the USA has ever had. Quite an achievement when you consider that FDR had polio and was stuck in a wheelchair. That's right, this week we're looking at another piece of political propaganda dressed up as a comic book, this time starring everyone's favourite finger-biting, ice-cream-loving, child-sniffing friend of the KKK, President Joe Biden, specifically political power Joe Biden. This neat little propaganda package comes from Blue Water Productions, now known as Tidal Wave, a company known only for their shitty and completely unremarkable political comic books. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you may remember we looked at an AOC comic from this same company. If you're new to the channel, make sure you remember to like and subscribe before going to watch that video. So fucking Blue Waffle Productions, or whatever the fuck they're called, churn out tons of this garbage every year, pumping out this pure cringe American Democratic Party propaganda straight out of Portland to comic book shops all over the world. Portland, of course, being the future capital city for the United States of Antifa or whatever, is actually in our regular Earth timeline, a kind of hub location for your standard depressed, underemployed, cat food eating American comic book creators. So it makes sense to build your propaganda factories there. This book, today's one, was actually produced during the Obama administration while Biden was still just the vice president, so over a decade ago now. At the time of recording this, thanks to reasons, Biden is the actual sitting president of the United States. So if you're watching this on a replay because Biden just died and the topic's trending worldwide and you found yourself, courtesy of the YouTube algorithm, here, congratulations, Madam President. I told you that the plan would work. So the cover is fine. It's absolutely okay. It's exactly the bland and boring portrait you'd expect on the cover of a Joe Biden comic. If there was babes with guns and explosions and shit in the background, it wouldn't be representative of the pure vanilla, boringly beige charisma of the oldest US president in history, Joe Biden. And the likeness is fine. It's a crusty old white dude. They all look the same to me. I suppose it does help that it says Joe Biden in big letters at the top. The book is written by Wei Lu Lo, a man I can neither confirm nor deny is a communist Chinese spy, but he has done a number of these books for Tidal Wave Productions, including a biography of alleged sex offender and man with more white privilege than half of America, Michael Jackson. Pencils are done by Jonathan Rector, colors by Kirsty Swan, Wilson Ramos Jr. on letters, graphics by Darren G. Davis, and cover by... So we're immediately greeted by a huge fuck-off triple word balloon. Hi everyone, welcome to another issue of Political Power. I'm totally exhausted after writing this one, but it was worth the effort, blah blah blah. Biden's done so many great things for America. His greatest achievements include helping bring an end to genocide in the Balkans, that's good, urging the enactment of the Violence Against Women Act, that's good too I suppose, helping craft the largest crime bill in US history, the Violent Crime and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, maybe less good. The Justice Policy Institute stated in 2008 that the Clinton administration's tough on crime policies resulted in the largest increases in federal and state inmate populations of any president in American history, funneling poorly educated, low-income people and minorities into the prison industrial complex for exploitation via the 13th Amendment slavery loophole while reaping the financial benefits and luxury kickbacks. It's called Hail Capitalism, right? And the person telling us this, a brown person, what the politically correct would term a POC, or a person of colour. Now, I don't give a fuck what they tell me now, today. That term feels offensive to me. Changing the order of the words in this case doesn't change the meaning. I mean, whoever officially approved the phrase person of color as acceptable is an absolute retard. Sorry, is an absolute person of retardations. So, and this is actually the writer of the book as a self-insert character, as a psychopomp. And buckle up, comrades, because he's about to tell us all about the epic, action-packed, blood-pumping, heart-stopping, jaw-dropping history of the life of Joe Biden. So we open to a flashback to 1988. What's happening? Where's Jill? You're not well, Mr. Biden. No fucking shit. Look at his face. Even back in the 80s, Biden was a weak, old and incompetent man. A man so crusty that a priest literally reads him his last rites. I've had an aneurysm the whole time, and only now it shows its ugly head. Finding out that Joe Biden had a brain aneurysm is like finding out that Ozzy Osbourne has Parkinson's disease. We already thought that you knew that you had the thing. Like, it's obvious. So slow bro Joe has to go in for an operation, and everyone's convinced that he's gonna die. But Joe, he's a big boy and he's brave. I'm not afraid of dying or of what lies on the other side. Nothing. I've done all I can in this life. I've become the man I always wanted to be. And fade to black. The end. I fucking wish it was, but no. Now we get a second flashback, a flashback within a flashback. It's time to change America, Joe. Biden's talking to himself in the mirror, comparing himself to JFK and Martin Luther King. The book goes on to tell the story of how Biden was elected in Delaware. It's a tight race and there's not long left. And then this happens. So, Joe, I'm taking a gamble on you. It looks like Boggs is the favourite here, but your brother, Jim, tells me you're a good guy and you want to do what's right for the working man. So I'm going to take a chance, but firstly, I have a question for you. Suppose the Lockheed bailout comes up again at the next Senate meeting and you're a sitting member. My guys are all losing jobs. We're in all kinds of financial strife. Which way are you going to vote, Joe? And Biden, as we all know, is totally straight and would never take any sort of bribe or financial benefits from a multinational corporation or extract wealth for himself and his family by abusing his position in the government. Especially not Lockheed Martin, not with the military industrial complex, not the weapons manufacturing industry, not the people that make the bombs that the US drop on Syria. And now another flashback, a flashback within a flashback within a flashback. Damn, this is some Christopher Nolan shit. The third level Inception flashback tells us a story of how Biden met his first wife, Nelia. So first of all, ew, what a gross name for a woman. He takes her out on a date to dinner, and in true idiot Joe Biden fashion, he realizes he doesn't have enough money to pay because he's an absolute joke, like a Mr. fucking Magoo. He just bumbles through life oblivious to how fucking dumb he is. She splits the bill. After that night, I knew you were the one. Wow, what a low expectation of women there, Joe. Biden, of course, is not a proper feminist ally like I am, innit? 2 weeks later, I assume this is from the campaign finance meeting with Lockheed Martin, from that flashback, not the how he met his wife flashback. Biden wins the election against Boggs, and I'm not going to lie, the first few times that I read the name Boggs in the book, my brain filled in the rest with Wade Boggs, and it's not Wade Boggs, it's a different dude altogether. Don't judge me, I'm not some super educated doctor of politics, am I? I'm just some random internet twat that for some reason you're listening to. So Biden wins the election and everything's groovy. Isn't it funny how the invisible magic sky daddy can give you everything 1 minute and then take it all away the very next? There's been an accident. She's gone. Nelia, my soulmate, our daughter Naomi, also gone. But the boys, they need me. Biden then goes rampaging through town looking for someone to fight. Anyone. Remember Liam Neeson? Kinda like that. He's upset and crying and shit, and understandably so. That's devastating and heartbreaking to happen to anyone, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemies. But what? The very next panel, we jump forward 5 years in the future, and he's on a plane, and he's all like, I'm gonna ask Jill to marry me. Hold on, back the fuck up. We're just gonna gloss over what happened. You didn't explain anything there. You just said an accident. I mean, pissing your pants is an accident. What happened? Okay, a car accident. There's an easy, low-hanging joke here about Hillary Clinton that I'm not gonna make, because I have a mildly more serious point to make. If I was in this situation and my wife and child were killed in a mysterious corn on the cob related truck accident, collision or whatever, instead of running around Delaware looking to fight some thugs, I'd have marched back into Lockheed Martin and beat the shit out of that dude. The way the story frames her death, I swear to Saint Baby Jesus, it looks like it's Lockheed that did it. This was what Gail Simone would call his women in fridges moment, but alas, no. Thirsty Joe just moves straight on to Jill. Another flashback. Fuck me. I can't do this anymore. I can't wait any longer. I need an answer. I've asked you at least 5 times. I've told you I'm not ready. Well, you're gonna have to decide. Marry me or I'm out. I love you too much to just be friends. But Joe, that's my decision. I'll be back in 10 days. I need an answer then. Bro, what the fuck kind of emotional blackmail bullshit is that? Have you even read the game? I mean, you've asked her 5 times and struck out every time. Move the fuck on, you creepy old bastard. 10 days. What's more romantic than a fucking countdown timer? Somehow it actually works, and she agrees to marry him. He wakes up from the surgery and he ain't dead. The end. The real end this time. And in his own propaganda book, Biden spends the entire story in bed. What a shit book. The story was dog shit, and the interior art was so bad it made the cover look like Leonardo da Vinci. A pure and utter toss of a book that I do not recommend. 1 hammer and sickles out of 5.